up your hands and give him praise. Put up your hands and Grenada, 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 Grenada. Somebody wave your hands and give him praise. Say, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. Grenada, what you say? We can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. Do you know why? For all he has done for me, how he set my spirit free. He even drank the bitter cup for me. No, me can't sit down. From Father's Hall to Calvary, he took the walk for you and me. Then they nailed him to a tree. No, me can't sit down. Grenada, can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. No, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Excuse me. What do you say? Me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. Grenada, can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. Listen to me. So no matter what you say about me, no matter what you do to me, see I know I have the victory. So I can't sit down. He placed a fire down in my soul, and the Holy Ghost is in control. The blood of Jesus satisfies. I give me pass, let me testify. Grenada, can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. No, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. My God, can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. I refuse. He's been good to me. I gotta testify. Put up your hands and give him praise. Put up your hands and Grenada, 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 Grenada. Somebody give him glory. I say no way. He's been too good to me. I gotta test. No matter what you say about me, no matter what you do to me, see I know I have the victory. So I can't sit down. He placed a fire down in my soul, and the Holy Ghost is in control. The blood of Jesus satisfies. Please give me pass, let me testify. Say me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. God bless you, Grenada. Put up your hands and give him praise. 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 He's been good. He's been good. Woke you up this morning. Kept you in your right mind. No, I can't sit down. I gotta testify. I make no apology. He's been good to me. Brought me from a mighty long way. Put my feet on rock to stay. I gotta testify, Grenada. I gotta testify, Grenada. I gotta God bless you, God bless you. I gotta go, I gotta go.
Are you ready? Move it. Yes, we move it. Move it. And then we move it. Move it. Yes, we move it. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Old people, they say, back long time ago, if something can break, don't fix it, leave it so. And up to this day, this I still maintain. This is why I say, Nazim never again. Everybody know, about 6 years ago, where this country were, we can't go back there no more. Not saying we reach, but we on that path. So let's keep moving, with an NP, there is no turning back. Let the truth be told, one just can't know. Let's keep moving, must admit we better off than before. Let's keep moving, we run the right path, so no turning back. Let's keep moving, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Give it up now, moving. Yes, we moving, moving. Yes, we moving, moving. Yes, we moving. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Public servant salary, that was on a hold. For them to get a dime, an asset must be sold. And even when they do, it's always coming late. Why don't you admit all you couldn't operate? Investors' confidence, that was on a low. But who could blame them? All you didn't know head from toe. In almost 5 years, not one capital project. Construction was dead. Now you're talking about jobs like if you forget. Let the truth be told, one just can't know. Let's keep moving. Must admit we better off than before. Let's keep moving. We're on the right path, so no turning back. Let's keep moving. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Give me the dance now. Moving. Yes, we moving. Moving. Yes, we moving. Moving. Yes, we moving. Don't stop, don't stop. I hear you talking, and it have me baffled. All over the place, how you care about people. But tell me this please, where was that terrain? When for 1+ years, you had them suffering. So much lost the job, others part-time work. So don't waste your time, cause they know it's only talk. You're talking about youth, explain this to me. Why you send them home? All them in money and take away their salary. Let the truth be told, one just can't know. Let's keep moving. Must admit we better off than before. Let's keep moving. We're on the right path, so no turning back. Let's keep moving. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. How will you say? Moving. Yes, we moving. Moving. Yes, we moving. Moving. Yes, we moving. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Moving. Yes, we moving. Moving. Yes, we moving. Moving. Yes, we moving. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Grenadian rebirth is truly on its way.
I said, and pray, and pray, and pray, and pray. We know how we are, but you don't know how we go get. Now we continue the progress. I'm telling you flat, we don't turn out and be is the best. Now we continue the progress. I said, St. Andrew, let's keep moving. St. George, let's keep moving. St. David, let's keep moving. Deal with them Dr. Keys. St. Mark's, let's keep moving. St. John's, let's keep moving. St. Patrick, let's keep moving. I recuperate the massive. And pray. I said, and pray. I said, and pray. And pray. And pray. And pray. And pray. Dr. Keys is the key. So vote for the house. Soon as you get in, cock up your foot on the couch. Them other party don't know what they about. It's green we choosing, let's keep moving. Progress is a must. We know how we are, but you don't know how we go get. Now we continue the progress. I'm telling you flat, we don't turn out and be is the best. Now we continue the progress. St. Andrew, let's keep moving. St. George, let's keep moving. St. David, let's keep moving. Deal with them Dr. Keys. St. Mark's, let's keep moving. St. John's, let's keep moving. St. Patrick, let's keep moving. I recuperate the massive. And pray. I said, and pray. I said, and pray. And pray. And pray. And pray. And pray. Dr. Keys ready to move. Jelma kids ready to move. Incha Tobias ready to move. Mama Nicholas ready to move. Oliver ready to move. Anthony ready to move. Owen, Emily, Yolande, Peter, Clarice, Alvin ready to move. We know how we are, but you don't know how we go get. Now we continue the progress. I'm telling you flat, we don't turn out and be is the best. Now we continue the progress. St. Andrew, let's keep moving. St. George, let's keep moving. St. David, let's keep moving. Deal with them Dr. Keys. St. Mark's, let's keep moving. St. John's, let's keep moving. St. Patrick, let's keep moving. I recuperate the massive. And pray. I said, and pray. I said, and pray. And pray. And pray. And pray. And pray. Dr. Keys is the key. So vote for the house. Soon as you get in, cock up your foot on the couch. Them other party don't know what they about. It's green we choosing, let's keep moving. Progress is a must. We know how we are, but you don't know how we go get. Now we continue the progress. I'm telling you flat, we don't turn out and be is the best. Now we continue the progress. St. Andrew, let's keep moving. St. George, let's keep moving. St.
Let's keep moving, St. Patrick. Let's keep moving. I recuperate the massive. NNP. I say NNP. I say NNP.
I know who I voted for. NNP I voted for. Tell me who you voted for. NNP we voted for. So let's keep moving. The economy growing. Let's keep moving. Construction booming. Let's keep moving. Every man is smiling. Let's keep moving. Salary receiving. Healthcare improving.
Keep moving.
Pension coming.
Keep moving.
Better condition.
Keep moving.
NNP the party for the land.
Let's keep moving.
Show me your colors.
Let's keep moving.
Your green colors. We came back in 2013. With a clean sweep we win 15. And my country progressing. NNP the winning team. 3,000 jobs for humanities. The way forward we please. Numbers of higher education. The past 4 years volume million. We create small business. We have the facts to prove this. Rolling million a day. NNP all the way. Let's keep moving. The economy growing.
Let's keep moving.
Construction booming.
Let's keep moving.
Every man is smiling.
Let's keep moving.
Salary receiving. Healthcare improving.
Keep moving.
Pension coming.
Keep moving.
Better condition.
Keep moving.
NNP the party for the land.
Let's keep moving.
Show me your colors.
Let's keep moving.
Your green colors. X-ray unit in Maryho. Farmers and complaining no. Hotels building from Liberia. No turning back, we shall prosper. Silver Sun and Mount Cinnamon. Development goes on. Transformation of TAM CC. School upgrade on the NNP. Dressing wing of the hospital. Almost complete and standing tall. Let us all come together and go the best of reading.
Let's keep moving.
The economy growing.
Let's keep moving.
Construction booming.
Let's keep moving.
Every man is smiling.
Let's keep moving.
Salary receiving. Healthcare improving.
Keep moving.
Pension coming.
Keep moving.
Better condition.
Keep moving.
NNP the party for the land.
Let's keep moving.
Show me your colors.
Let's keep moving.
Your green colors.
The party's strong and we're moving on. 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 The party's strong and we're moving on.
Kirani Dreams New Stadium. More investment to come. Trading courses to China. Indian Japan all over. NDC run this country. Forgetting the good pay salary. We ain't going back there. Vote in the house on election.
Let's keep moving.
The economy growing.
Let's keep moving.
Construction booming.
Let's keep moving.
Every man is smiling.
Let's keep moving.
Salary receiving. Healthcare improving.
Keep moving.
Pension coming.
Keep moving.
Better condition.
Keep moving.
NNP the party for the land.
Let's keep moving.
Show me your colors.
Let's keep moving.
Your green colors.
The party's strong and we're moving on. 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 The party's strong and we're moving on.
The house is the symbol for the NNP party. We're going green all the way. Green, we voting green. Green, we voting green. Green, we voting green. On election day. Green, we voting green. Green, we voting green. Green, we voting green. We voting NNP again. Exercise your rights and vote for us. NNP will always put you first. Positive achievement for the last 5 years. The goal is to keep moving up and up. I'm talking to you. Keep moving. Let's focus, continue. Keep moving. Keep moving. We voting NNP again. The right thing to do. Keep moving. Together me and you. Keep moving. Keep moving. We voting NNP again. Green leaders standing strong. We voting with the little black man. We voting green. Green. with us. The hole they put us in was too deep and dark. Tell them no way, we're not going back. We're going for whatever. Keep moving. Building up Grenada. Keep moving. Keep moving. We voting NNP again. Imani program. Keep helping the youth of this nation. Keep moving. Keep moving. We voting NNP again. NNP have a plan. Keep moving. To develop this nation. We voting. Green. Keep voting. We voting NNP again. Grenada standing strong. We deliver black man. We voting. Green. Keep voting. We voting NNP again. If it's not broken, we don't change it, nothing. They had the chance, they didn't do a thing. No. Now they come begging you for another try. Tell them Grenada is not a toy. We the leader, vibrant and strong. And I think that's second to none. Keep moving. Keep moving. We voting NNP. After Emily and Ivan, never forget the woman.
And good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name's Sheldon Scott. I'll be here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. Always a pleasure to be here with you. Let me say a special good night to the entire Talking Points family, wherever you are. Whether you're in California or Virginia, North or South Carolina, Florida, Washington, D.C., wherever you are. Where's that place near to Washington? That Maryland, yeah. New York City. New York State area, not just New York City. It's in Brooklyn, Queens, all over, upstate, downstate, all kind of thing. My good friends Patricia and Matthew out there in Canada. Hope you all are having a wonderful night. And my good friend Ian. Say a special good night to Auntie Doreen out there in the UK. I know that you're locked in. Even if you're not locked in now, I know you're going to hear it later. So, Cousin Margaret out there in New York, a special good night to you. And Ira, yes, Rasta. Yeah, Gemlin, Millie, good night to all of you. Yeah, and let me also say a special good night to my good cousin Beverly. Nice.
NNP, the new national party. I'm here to promote. Yes, you got my vote. Warm to them.
And let me go over to the Facebook and let me say a special good night to Antoinette, Cindy, Linda, Claude, Sherms. Let me see, June, Cynthia, Teresa, Colimo, good night to you. James Arnold, good night. Jasmine Joseph, Norman, good night. Jill Williams, good night to you. Dillion, Christine Cousin. Well, go, Christine. Good night to you. Claude, Kenrick, Bernadette, good night. Kashawn McSween, good night to you. Junior George, not that Junior George, there's another Junior George, right? Good night. Good night to you, bro. Winnie, good night. Wallan, Maudlin, Raquel, Courtney, yeah, Yvonne, good night to you. Dominic, Meryl, good night, my love. Shemi, good night to you. James Arnold, good night to you. Cicely, Red Girl Pascal, good night to you as well. Darren, hey, good night to you, my good friend out there in Arizona. You and Sue, nice. Denise, right. Wendy Ann McGuire, Louisa. And let me see. Sherry, good night to you. Bernadette, Jocelyn, Antonito, you and the lovely wife. A special good night to both of you. Kester, and let me see, Patrick, and Doralyn, good night to you. And let me see who else is. Shirley Lacrette, good night to you. Tati, all right. Sherms, did I say good night to you? Sherms, nice. Jacqueline, yeah, no, let me say that properly. Jacqueline, yeah, we can't say it just normal. You have to say it with, you have to put the emphasis, the French on it. Jacqueline, good night to you. Veronica and Marcel, Cynthia, Catherine, Leroy, Sheena, Davis, Mary, Raphael, Maudlin, Rosemary, Diamond, good night. Watch all of you, all a special good night. That's just the Facebook. Let me see over on YouTube who is there. Matthew Boyen, you're in first tonight. Good night to you. And Listra, Gemma, Gavin, Kathleen, Agnes, Wilfred, Cynthia, Vanessa, Deborah Laborde, April Fletcher, good night to you. Jacinta Livingston, my good friend, good night to you. Jackie, Raymond, Henry, Bernadette, Kathleen Knights, good night. Wilma, Marilyn, good night, my love. Alan, Anna Barbara, Sky, Anne Marie, Faithlyn, Michelle Alexander, Bivis, good night, bro. Bernadette, and let me see, Desra, good night. Anne, good night to you, and Faithlyn, Hallie, good night to you, Hermina, Bernadette. Sky, did I call you out before? But good night to you, just in case. Christine Otley, good night. Eliza, Phyllis, Bernadette, Public Notice, Miriam, Sherma. Yeah, the other Sherma. Nice, right, yeah. So good night to you. Baby Daddy, I haven't seen you, Baby Daddy, for a while. I wonder, maybe as I switch computers and I switch how I doing things, I've seen a lot of the names I usually don't see because you realize I'm not looking so. Nice. All right. Let me see. Miriam Samuel, good night. Maria, Nicole, Public Notice. All right. Stephanie John, good night to you. Jillian Coban, sorry. Good night. Clive, Amanda, good life. Nicole, Dave, and let me see, Samuel John, good night to you. Londa, Cousin Coy, good night to you. Maria Fitzroy, good night. Lona, Andrea, Anastasia, Gleason, Chanel, Devin, good night to each and every one of you on the live tonight. Let me see there, let me touch that tune again as I'm getting into it.
The new national party. I'm here to promote. Yes, you got my vote. Warm to them. Vote Kit Mitchell.
Boss, well, I don't know. Look, I don't know because we tell people to. Good night to you, Joyce.
Vote Kit Mitchell.
Zoe, I know you're listening. Good night, Zoe. Bridget up there in St. David, good night to you. Camille Teresa Scott, I'm giving her she full government name. Camille Teresa Scott, good night. I wonder if she reach home yet. She might be home by now. Camille Teresa Scott, good night.
More development, more empowerment. We never keep moving forward with this government.
Martin down there in the Grandance, good night to you. You're in Housenski. Martin and your lovely wife, good night to both of you.
The last time you went for change, I know.
And to Nabes across the road and Miss Steele, good night to both of you. Bex out there in Baltazar, good night. And let me say a special good night to all the men and women of the Royal Grenada Police Force, no matter which department you are. Yeah, Coast Guard officers, I hear things and I hear some all you have to be sleeping on the floor in the hall. What kind of thing is that? Yeah, we had a fire down there in the Coast Guard department that took place last year. So when they're coming to talk about the police tomorrow, yeah, they're supposed to be doing the press conference that was supposed to take place today. They push it to tomorrow. I know they keep pushing. I don't know what kind of scheduling these people and them. So they say 9 o'clock tomorrow. Next thing you will hear 10. But anyhow, right. So, yeah, to those of you, all right, to those of you in the Royal Grenada Police Force in the Coast Guard, I hear things. I hear all you had to be putting mattress on ground and sleep and all kind of thing. Mr. Prime Minister, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's over a year now that fire has taken place. And I hope that some immediate measures are taken to rectify the problems that the Coast Guard officers are going through. This kind of thing, we can't have with Coast Guard officers sleeping on the floor. Nah, man, we had to fix that. You can't get a few bunk bed. Eh? All you find enough money to put onto all your salary, 24,000 a year. So one all you couldn't say all you ain't taking it. And that money could have go towards getting some bunk and thing and trying to fix up an area for our Coast Guard officers. That is unfair. There was a fire there last year. I think it was about the first week of April or so last year. There was a fire on the Coast Guard base. The dormitories were destroyed and so. And up to this time, no movement. No, I mean, there's an artisan squad within the Royal Grenada Police Force. Provide the people the material. Have a plan. Actually care about the police officers and the Coast Guard officers. So once now, care about them instead. What they want, the field is Obama. So they want big detail with set a vehicle in front and set a vehicle behind and all kind of nonsense and so. But to take care of the actual needs of the men and women of the Royal Grenada Police Force, no, they ain't doing that. Come and talk about the police tomorrow. Tell us what you're doing for the Coast Guard officers and so. Let us know that you are sorting out this issue that I've just raised, the Coast Guard officers having to sleep on the floor. Throw mattress and sleep on the floor. Yeah? And don't try to say it was during NNP time. Yes, it happened in April, May, June. Yeah, you were in power for the majority of last year and the whole of this year. So don't try to blame it on the other one and say they should have do it in that space of time. You had more time than them to solve the problem, and it has not been solved. The Coast Guard officers not comfortable. It's the same officers. When you're going to Karaku or somewhere, that's how to bring you. Bring you go and bring you come. Yeah? It's the same officers. When you're going out for fishing tournament and all kind of thing, you and your buddies, that's how to come and stay out there to make sure everything okay with all you. So at least in the same way that they're showing care and concern and doing their job in relation to you, you should show concern and care about them and do your job as Minister of National Security in relation to these officers. It is unfair to have the men and women of the Royal Grenada Police Force in the Coast Guard Department treated in that way. Fix the problem. All they don't want to get them pay and grade already, you know. They don't have the issues when it comes to pay and grade. They don't have the issues already in relation to promotion because some people get promoted, happy for all of them. But there are others deserving, yeah, who wrote the exam. Yeah, people that go and do things, they write exam. Yes, I understand that if you have passed your exam within the last 2 years, that you're placed within a pool, that you can be selected. Some of these people was not in that pool. Yeah, I like to be clear on things. So part of the police force rules are that if you write the exam and you're successful in the exam and so, right, that you're placed into a pool of officers for when promotions are taking place, that you can be promoted once you have no infractions against your record. All right? So you have people with no infractions against their record that wrote the exam and wrote the exam again and were not promoted. When you have other people that didn't write the exam at all, either the last time or this time, that get promotion. That is unfair. You expect officers to work. I mean, you have officers that you demote. Yeah? Senior as well as junior, you demote officers. They were in an acting position. They have no infractions against them. They have performed exemplary. Yeah? They also have many years of service. And the only criteria, it seems, that were used to demote these officers was the criteria of they are perceived to be supporters of the former administration. Nothing else. Nothing in relation to their work record. Nothing in relation to the performance. The only reason that they were demoted was all you see them as Keith Mitchell boys. All you see them as them green. Them is NNP supporters. Yeah? That is the only reason they were not promoted. So there are issues with the Royal Grenada Police Force. Yeah. Deal with them. Nice. They have accepted the percentage increase over the next 3 years. They have accepted it, right? That part is done. Right, they have the Ernst & Young. You found the Ernst & Young somehow because you find them to come here to do a thing. So you find them, maybe they fly it in when they was coming. But you found the report in relation to pay and grade. The officers are waiting with bated breath to hear what is taking place with the pay and grade as well as the fringe benefits. They tell me to talk, so I'm talking on the behalf and say it as it is. All right? Nice. Folks, we're keeping the phone lines open. You can call at any time, 440-7377. Let's say a special good night to all the listeners via 91.9, 91.5 Real FM.
Green, we voting green. Green, we voting green. Green, we voting green. On election.
And let me just let you all know, yeah, we have an activity, a pre-Father's Day activity that will be coming up, and that's on Sunday, the 11th of June. And from 9 a.m. at the Grand Mall playing field. So you're going to be having the sports day, and you're going to be having an inter-constituency, male and female, yeah, both of them playing together. So male and female on the cricket team, male and female on the football team, and so you're going to be having mixed competitions between the different constituencies to see who's the best. All right. So South St. George say them is the best. They say nobody ain't beating them. They say no team ain't coming from anywhere else and beat them, and Northeast say that's how they come in to take the trophy. So I ain't know who taking it. All right, and then St. Andrews, especially up by Sister Skeeter. Yeah, up by Sister Skeeter there. Just remember the name Paradise FC. That's where you need to know, Paradise FC. So you see when the Cocoa and all of them come out there and they come down. They come in Grand Mall and they come in for the crown. All right, so it is constituency versus constituency. That is the pre-Father's Day Sports Day. Yes, both the women and the men will be competing together. All right. And that will be taking place from 9 a.m. on Sunday, the 11th of June. So we look forward to seeing you there. We're so thankful for your support at our last activity on Sunday last, and we look forward to your attendance to the activity, not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. All right? Nice. Beautiful. So for more details, you can contact the NNP main office, 4401875 and 4401876. Pope, good night. And of course, you know, we're going to have eats and drinks, and they're going to have a little bouncing castle. I think they said bouncing castle. They're going to have things for the children. They're going to have activities for the children taking place. So bring the children too. You ain't leaving the children behind. Bring them. All right, so there'll be activities for the children, and so all of that will be taking place there at the Grand Mall playing field. That's the 11th of June. What? St. David just sent a message to say, well, nah, nobody, say forget that. St. David win already. Well, my goodness, look what I go and start there. We have a call online. Good night.
Good night, Sheldon Scott.
Yes, sir.
I miss Sunday. I know that part you missed me.
All right.
I know that.
Make sure you did it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see. Sure, one company I have a budget, them budget told me today. Never meet up St. George's there, so they keep on begging people as if they're going up, if they're traveling. Them budget are complaining too much. Them budget say, when NP was there, they never see all that trouble. So when NP is in power now, they see a lot of trouble. So they call the Prime Minister, pay them people, and then they're coming to and shop. They're complaining now, Sharon.
And the thing is, I haven't been in town. Well, I passed through town rather quickly today because I didn't have business in town as I normally have for the last couple of days. So yeah. I'm unable to say what I saw in town today because by the time I passed, it was just whoosh and gone.
I was in St. George's today, and St. George's is just like a ghost town.
Well, I see a former officer asking with the pension because the pension payment was up. I mean, today is what, the 30th, and they ain't see no money in their account yet.
Yeah, I thought NBC and say they will pay them people already. And that's because they have to beg them for the money.
Well,
come
my
on,
brother.
Nurses complaining, everybody complaining.
You know, there's a hymn. You used to go to church when you was younger, right?
Yes.
You know, there's a song, standing, standing, standing on the promises of God.
Yes,
standing, standing, standing on the promises of God.
You're going to that.
Well, that's what happening right now. The standing on the promises. Standing on the promises of Christ our Savior. Good night to you, Tamika. I hope that you are having a wonderful night and you had a wonderful day at work today. Maria and Sherma, good night to both of you. Hope you're also having a wonderful day. And before I go any further, I would like to offer the condolences of the Talking Points family to two families. The family of two of my loyal listeners and supporters of the party, Miss Mary Williams. I need to say a special condolences on behalf of myself, my family, and the Talking Points family, on the passing of Miss Mary Williams out there in Mount Parnassus, and Miss Kim McSween. Most people know her as a grand and so man and so. Although of late she was living in a different area, but most people know her as living in Grand Anse and so. But we need to say to her family, her children, and so we send our condolences to the late Kim McSween's family. All right? Nice. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. Well, look, another former officer message me now. Tomorrow is May the 31st, and I don't see me second bi-monthly yet. But what kind of thing is that? Hey, no, that can't be happening. That can't be happening. No, I ain't talking the truth.
About empty treasury. Empty treasury. We in the NDC, we have the exposure. We have had the exposure. Good? And we know what to do to find money, to look after the needs of our people. And as I have the mic, let me say, as we go around the country and we speak to our people, that's a topic that they always say to us, we go pay salary late and we don't know how to run a country. Tell them that we say we know how to run a country and tell them that we wouldn't pay salary late. All right? Tell them that affirmatively. We're not going to pay salary late and we know how to run a country.
As I said, standing on the promises of Christ, our Savior, standing on the... Folks, 440-7377, that's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. That's 440-7377, that's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. All right, let me see what happened there. Yeah, yeah. Oh gosh, that's a bad time to ask me that question. I will not go into any details. That is not in my place. All right, nice. Wow, it's amazing. More officers coming on and say, and more retirees coming on and say, hey, we ain't see we money yet. We buy monthly. We don't see we money yet. All right, so something ain't right because I mean, that man that was saying they say they wouldn't pay late. So I don't understand. Maybe the mean today is not late or tomorrow is not late. Maybe the mean, I don't know. But what I can say is that we have a situation where there are many people who will be unemployed after tomorrow. These are the security officers working at the hospital, the ministerial complex, and many other facilities around the island. Yes. The security companies have been given notice. That's what I'm hearing. The security companies have been given notice. So I hear that they've given contracts to various, how shall I put it, supporters of the National Democratic Congress. Some who have a company, like you, Mr. Terry Regis, who have a company that from all intents and purposes, it is alleged, was recently registered. If that is not so, say it's not so. But it was recently registered, isn't it? You have no background in security. You don't know what to do, isn't it? And Mr. Regis, is that so? Is that true? Do you have any staff? Or you're trying to huff the staff from other people to come and work for you? Then why in God's name take the contract from people who have been doing this for several years? And I ain't talking about just now. In fact, some of the people who they're taking contracts from had contracts during the period of the last NDC. They continued having contracts during the period of the NNP. And now this NDC administration has decided to give some newbies, some people with no background in security, and some with a background in security, but because they close up to the party, give them the contract. So what is happening? I met an individual on the beach on Sunday who tomorrow is their last day of work. They're home. They know they're going to take care of their family. Nobody called them and say, well, okay, you could come under the new company, anything like that. That individual is going home. And there are many others that have been reaching out and sending messages that, hey, we going home and we don't know what is happening with us. So we have these situations that are taking place. Yeah? We have these situations that are taking place and that we need to speak about. You have so many people that losing their jobs. Losing the jobs. These people have families. Some of these people have either loan in the credit union, loan in the bank. Yeah? They owe either it's things like Axel Finance and all of them. And just without any kind of long notice, it's not like 3 months ago you tell them, well, you're going home at the end of May. It's just like a 1 month thing. They just give a letter to all the security contractors. And we're not talking 20 people and we're not talking 40 people. We're literally speaking hundreds of people here. We're literally speaking that. So that the security contractors who exist at this time were told that, hey, we're taking the contract from you. Your contract is going to expire at the end of May. And when it expires at the end of May, the Ministry of National Security will be taking care of all the contracts. Yet still we hearing things like Mr. Terry Regis. I thought some other names I hear, that are going to be getting security contracts. We have a caller online. Good night.
Scott, good night. While I was in the kitchen, I heard saying community research, Scott.
I'll give you a full government
good night
name.
to all the listeners, home and abroad. Patricia and Matthew in Canada, good night. Mr. Watt and Dingo, Mr. Watt's wife, everyone of them in the United States, and also to my son and my daughter in the United States, good night to y'all. Sheldon.
Yes, ma'am.
You're sorry for the security?
I'm sorry for a lot of them.
These people ain't sorry for themselves, A lot of them vote for NDC, Sheldon. Not all. Most of them had vote for NDC. So some of these people are also, let us feel the weight of the rebel. Because a lot of them used to sit down by me. I am talking of what some of them I used to hear with me ears. There is not nobody that tells me that. They used to sit down there and they used to talk. They started with Kit Mitchell, it's time for them to go. I don't sorry for them. Right now they don't sit down there see what they must shut. I could call them in because they used to sit down by me till the hour we should take the bus to go. So I don't sorry for them. This morning, as there is a God above, I have no reason to lie to the nation. One of the security men in the complex tell me it's the last day. Right? And then a policeman from Guam, he tell me he come down from Guam with $5 and he go to get him money and he didn't get it. I don't know if he's telling lies or if it's the truth, but that's why he tell me scamming. I don't want to call his name. He said he had $5, and if I had another $5, I would have given him to pay his bus to go back up. So I don't know if he has some truth in it because some of them lying. Some of them getting their money and they say they're going to pay. Because they want people to say they get, but the guy from Guam, he said he did not get him money because he can't walk. And I don't sorry for them, what are sitting by me. They used to come and trouble me. I don't sorry for them because they had it nice and they said keep us to all. So they have to take what they get. And don't sorry for some of us in Grenada. I don't want nobody sorry for me because a lot of them tell themselves that they get some promotion, they get more stripe on the shoulder, they don't get nothing. Police officers, one police officer came and speak to me again this evening. But he said me to come back and next time because you have a lot of people around him. I want to go and bring news on him. But a lot of them stealing it now. I am not sorry for them and I want to thank all the NNPIs that came out on Sunday. We had a wonderful time, Mr. Scott. And the people that cook that goat meat, yes, I did enjoy it. Grenadians could cook on the rice and peas.
You've getting me jealous now because I didn't get out of the goat.
No, that is food.
I didn't get out of
and
goat.
Grenadians support. I want next to have it every month.
Well, can
and
we?
They must have ice cream, make ice cream for the children.
We come in Grand
So
Mall.
they can get the ice cream.
We come in close by you.
Every month we must have a little thing like that for us to stick together. So, for the party get more strong. I want it every month. Dr. Mitchell, you could let the people know every month, sir. Have it in a different place. Have it in Musheju, in Guam, Satel. Let we gather ourselves together. Bring back everybody a nice unity. Understand? And I could say why you want. God is good. And NNPI register.
Very important. Very important.
Register. Because all this stuff fine and I ain't saying nothing. Them NDC people, they don't afraid to speak about the party. Some are afraid. And they have to trust God, not man. Grenadians, trust Almighty God, not man. You have no fear of what Victor Mitchell could do to you or what ministers could do. You all don't have to be afraid to speak. If you don't get your money, Go in the complex. Wait when he come out of the car and ask him. Make a backyard and go and ask for your monthly salary if you're a civil servant. Go and get all your money. Are you want Sheldon to speak for y'all? Are you want Sheldon to say, you don't get paid? You don't get paid? Go in the complex, go to Mr. Andrews. Tell him you hear him say on a clip. He said, tell them we know how to get money to pay all you. Or you only have more to cost Dr. Kit Mitchell. Go and cost them for all your money. If you owe me, I'll go in there and make nice for my money. Have a good night, Grenada.
All right, Kame. 4407377. That's the number to call and get on the inside. Yeah, see that? But I need to get an official thing on that before I go and see that one. Yeah, you know me already. I like to see my thing official before I go and say certain things. All right? Nice. 4407377. That's 4407377. That's the number for you to call and get on the inside. So yeah, the security officers, they are going home. Yeah. So more of the WASH program. Who are sending home? Yeah, that is the WASH program. They're washing all them departments and ministries. We have a call online. Good night.
Hi, good night, Mr. Scott. How are you?
I'm quite fine.
Okay. So I want to agree 100% with Ms. Carmi, right? Because the present administration, they are taking advantage of their own people that voted for them. Because look at that, even the road work, the people that are working by the road is not NMP supporters, you know. It's NBCIs are there. The NMP people, they're not getting work. They're not calling us for work at all. And now, as it stands, 10 days turned to 15 days. So they're brutalizing their own people that vote for them. So I don't feel sorry for them, personally. Because you know what you had, and you're talking about you want change. There are two types of change. Change for the good and change for the bad. And that was a change for the bad. You understand? Mm-hmm. They voted for what they're getting now. So I don't feel sorry at all. But at the end of the day, all I can do is just pray for them because I know that they have their families and everything to take care of. But you know what you had. You know with Dr. Keith you're safe. You know that you could rest assured that you're safe. But instead you vote for change. Change with inexperienced people that don't care about poor people. They don't care how poor people live or how they go by. They don't care about that. They care about themselves. They care about filling up their pocket. But at the end of the day, Sheldon, time will tell. I don't know if I can go through this for a whole 5 years, and I can't. I just can't. But all in all, that is what I wanted to say, and basically to tell Mr. Nolan Cox good night, Dr. Keith pleasant good night to you, my MP, Dr. Modest, good night to you, ma'am, and Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters, good night to you, Peter David, Emily Pierre, good night to you, Gregory Bowen, good night to you, sir, and to everyone else. Pleasant good night, Mr. Scott.
I thank you very much, caller. 44073. The caller say it. 4407377. That's the number to call and get on the inside. And of course, 34732. Why am I saying the wrong number again? Always mixing up this number, and giving people the wrong number. So let's go with the overseas line again. All right. So. And the overseas line, 347-329-3101. Are the right thing now? Yeah, 347-329-3101. That was always the one I used to mix up, Right, indeed. And I'm also hearing through the grapevine, strange things are happening when it comes to the street cleaning contracts. So many of you may not know that a couple of weeks back, the street cleaning contracts went up for bidding. Yeah, they didn't put it out far and wide, so certain companies could bid and so, and some companies that have been doing the job, it seems as though they will be losing the job. And companies that have been created in the last couple weeks and the last couple months, no track record are doing a job like that, yeah, that they would be receiving the contract to do street cleaning in different areas, whether it's Grenville or the Tonga St. George or, yeah, St. John's or St. Mark, wherever it is, they'll be getting the contracts to do that. So I've seen some names floating around as the post. And again, when you hear the names of the people that floating around as getting these contracts, whether it's the street cleaning or garbage or it's the security contracts and so, it reads out like an executive list at the National Democratic Congress, you know. We have a call online. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Scott. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm fine.
Good night, Talking Points crew. Yeah. Happy night to you all. I mean, from the long weekend, I see you all enjoy yourself. Sheldon, do you know what I find rather strange? Imagine people are saying, and I will say that as this, people saying photos that they see of the event Sunday was not real. That's the level of desperation that we have in Grenada to prove that NMP is weak. Really? This morning, Sheldon, I happened to listen to Senator Cox. And this man was actually, given the information that we needed, and the information that was there, and the project that was on hand. And lo and behold, that particular program, the first two callers had to go down the rabbit hole of disrespect and plain out stupidity of non-understanding. Why we like this in Grenada? Why? You can explain to me, please?
Me, Papa?
No, but
I listened to Senator Cox. And let me just say this. Senator Cox, as he rightfully said, was the Minister of Works between 2020 and 2022, June the 23rd, 2022. And as such, I would believe what he says, because he was even part of cabinet. Way before that, he was part of cabinet, and he knew what was taking place in relation to these projects because it was discussed at the cabinet level. So if he says this is what he knows as a fact are the issues surrounding a particular project, I would take his word rather than a nameless, faceless person that just calls in on the radio and just say you're lying. That person is a damn idiot. I'm sorry for the language, but they're an idiot.
But okay, so they want to go on this conspiracy hole. Let me get this conspiracy hole. The member for South St. George, he had to win that seat. This man's name was calling all kind of things with bunk check. My God. The one in St. George Southeast, your name still calling in all kind of wrong things that you owe money. The one in St. Andrews North. St. Andrews not what? Not what's your name again? Lennox Andrews. He and the other one, Cornwall. Honorable Cornwall and Honorable Andrews.
Brother, when you're saying things, make sure you have your facts to back it up, because other than that... Your facts is not people tell you. Your facts is documentation.
No, I'm repeating what they're saying.
No. I don't care about you repeating what they're saying. I'm saying make sure you have your documents to back it up, because I will be dragged to court.
Yeah, don't worry, sir.
So don't call name and say thing that you don't have your documents to back up.
When shall I they can't do that. When the men
No, it's not they can't do me that. I'm telling you. Because I have a standard. I have never... No. I don't know anything better than that. I am warning you that I don't want you to make me end up in a situation. Right.
The Minister of Finance said many times that he worked in the Ministry of Finance under Dr. Mitchell many times already. In his own words. Mm-hmm. There are recordings from that. Right? What he's saying now to what he was saying then is a vast contradiction, is a whole turnaround. And what is amazing with these guys, what is happening now is what they didn't want to happen then, but they're doing it now. So what changed? We are following a one-manism, and they were saying Dr. Mitchell was a one-manism thing? No, brothers, no. What is happening right now, they are rallying behind one-man coattail, I ain't calling him, one-man coattail, to rely and give public false hope. And they're not person in government, so the one man could tell you right now, giving information and giving wrong information, right? And what I want to ask before I leave, the PSC, the Public Service Commission, do they have jurisdiction over permanent secretaries?
Yes, they do.
They do, right? Well, there's a certain permanent secretary in a ministry that deal with finance that I seen say certain things online. I want them to look into that and see what is wrong. And that same PS is a brother of a certain minister of finance. Shall I have a good night?
All right, my brother, let me say this again. You have to be careful with your statements. I've been involved in this field for well over 20 years, probably going for 25 years. Never once been dragged to court by anybody for any statement that I've made or allowed to be made. So I don't care as much as you think you know. Because a lot of people just think they know something until they end up in front of a judge. So we have to be careful because we have to protect me and protect the program. We can't just, because we on raw emotion, just come and say things about people. We have to be careful. That is why when I say something here, I follow it up with some documentation. Because I know when I say something, I am being careful with what I say and how I say what I say. Because I understand what is fair public comment due to information available out in the public. Protect me, protect you, protect the program. Last time I seen it. All right, 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. Ruchi, good night, bro. And Teddy, good night to you as well. Let me see the St. Andrew Southeast Youth Arm. Would like to say thanks to all of you that supported their catamaran. Special thanks to Dr. Mitchell and to Mr. Peter David. Yeah, and watch now. Upset with all you in St. Andrew Southeast Youth Arm, you know, because I ain't find I get that information. Yeah, all you had all your thing there. So all you didn't want to Scotty on the catamaran tour. All you could have sent that info for me, man. 440-7377. That's the number for you to get onto the inside. And of course, you can also get on 347-329-3101. That's the overseas line for you. So I was saying, the garbage contracts, those street cleaning contracts, there are things that are taking place there that we have to keep an eye on. Because when you're hearing certain groups of people are the names that popping up and popping up and popping up as the ones that are going to get these contracts, yeah, then you know that you have an issue. Yeah, because it looks like basically, I'm telling you, some of them look like if it's the reading out a NDC executive list. Yeah, everybody trying to full it. They know it's one term, you know. So all man, Jack and the brother trying to full their pocket in the one term. We have a caller online. Good night. Hello? Hello? Caller on the WhatsApp. Good night. Hello? Probably they're not hearing me on the WhatsApp there. Well, we'll get back to the WhatsApp. Let me see. What would I have to do there? Yeah, WhatsApp. I'm going to sort you out in a little while. Let me try again and see if we're getting you this time. Hello? Hello? Okay, it seems as though we're having a problem with the WhatsApp line. I know how to fix that, so I will sort it out in a short while. Meanwhile, yeah, we'll take a call here. Hello, good night.
Sheldon.
Hi.
Good night. I want to say good night to Miss Yolande in Oxford and to my boy Pedro. Pedro looks so nice yesterday. Peter, Pedro looks so nice. Yes, my boy, man. I'm a boy, you know. I'm a real boy. Good night, Pedro. Yeah, that's what I want to say, Sheldon. And Miss Yolande, Oxford, wonderful lady. Good night, darling.
All right, my dear.
All right, sweetheart. Pedro, diary boy.
Let me see if I'm getting the WhatsApp call. No. Yeah, the WhatsApp machine freeze. So, folks, give me a little while with the WhatsApp. I got to restart it. And then we go out to, I got to restart the WhatsApp to be able to get your calls on the WhatsApp. Yes, I accept your apology, St. Andrew Southeast Youth Arm. There's also one in relation to another constituency that they are having a cruise as well. They had sent me the information, but it came in on the studio WhatsApp, and I had to transfer it to my WhatsApp, but I haven't done that yet. So please, you need to send that information to me again. All right? You all need to send that information to me again. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. I'm just restarting the WhatsApp computer, so I'll be able to take your calls there in a short while. All right? And let me just go there. Yes. I supported Miss Cami. I ain't sorry for some of them. Public notice. Yes, man. I see you all here. All right. Yeah. Oh gosh, some of them saying it good for them. But I'm saying, yeah, it's our fellow Grenadians. And I'll tell you this, anytime you do anything to make other people suffer, there is a price to pay for that. There's a price to pay for that. And you see, what they're doing there, creating unemployment, creating hardship for people, may force some people into positions that they really don't want to be, and to do things that they may not want to do, and their children to do things that they don't want to do. I'm not saying that's an excuse to do those things. I'm saying that if things continue that way, you're forcing people into those positions. And that, my friends, is not a good position to be in. Yeah? They're just firing people and they're doing all this. No, you can't just be doing that. All right? So 440, let me just take a short break here while I try to sort out the issue in relation to the WhatsApp computer. So let me just take a short break and I'll be right back.
The house is the symbol for the NNP party. We're going green all the way. Green, we vote in green. Green, we vote in green. Green, we vote in green. On election day. Green, we vote in green. Green, we vote in green. Green, we vote in green. We vote in NNP again. Exercise your rights and vote for us. NNP will always put you first. Positive achievement for the last 5 years.
And you know, I have a question to ask. I saw a particular post online this evening, and I want to ask a question about that post. To all of the viewers out there, those of you that are viewing online and so, and you know those who have it up on the TV and so, I want you all to tell me, who you all think that this post is geared towards? Who do you all believe that this particular post that was made by Senator Gloria Thomas? Yeah, and the post goes, for those of you on radio that may not be seeing what I'm talking about, the post by Senator Gloria Thomas is a repost of a quotation. Yeah, whoever is pretending to be a friend, but secretly working against your progress in life shall be exposed. Yeah? That's what the post is saying by Senator Gloria Thomas. We are showing what for the. I really wonder. Yeah. So I wonder who she trying that for. Yeah, whoever is pretending to be a friend, but secretly working against your progress in life, shall be exposed. Yeah. Senator Gloria Thomas, who is working against you? They're pretending to be a friend, and they're working against you, and they're going to be exposed. I really want to know. Yeah? Who is that? I want to know. All you look the person, all you could go on she page and see it. I don't know. Who is it? Whoever, right, is pretending to be a friend, but secretly working against your progress in life shall be exposed. So I do not know who the Honorable Senator is referring to there, but it's very interesting, yeah? It's very interesting. Okay, so let's try the WhatsApp call again. I've restarted the machine. So let's try who was calling me on the WhatsApp. You can call again now. Yeah. I think it should be working now. Sometimes it gives that little issue. You have to restart it and that sort of thing. Yeah, hello?
Sheldon, I don't pretend to be an NNP. I is an NNP, right? So that person might then she put stool. You know what she said? Yes, so she know it is.
I want to know.
She know it is that parable, you know. So you have to unfold the parable, Sheldon. You have to unfold Miss Gloria parable. You know what I say? The enemy then she put stool.
I don't call a name.
You have to unfold that parable. I'm not pretending to be an NNP. I is an NNP. Since Peter bring me there and they are staying, because I don't want to be ungrateful to Miss Yolande. I don't want to be ungrateful to Dr. Keith. I don't want to be ungrateful to none of the NNP ministers that helped me when I was down there.
Mm-hmm.
I know I said you're not supposed to be ungrateful to people that help you when you're down in a hole and they pull you up. So I thank them for whatever they do for me, because I know where I was and where I is now. So I'm not pretending nothing as an NNP supporter. And if I come here to Jesus Scott was working with the government when NDC takes power, I didn't leave in New York. Because I know I didn't waiting for them to give me no pink slip. And I leave. I am a supporter of the NNP. And they can't do me nothing. I'm born in Grenada. I'm supposed to eat and drink in my country. Okay? Have a good night.
All right,
unfold the powerful Grenadians. Unfold it.
I want to know.
The man is tells Bishop, you enemies in footstool. They are the enemy in the footstool. Good night.
All right. Folks, I really want to know. I want to know who that for. Yeah, I kind of interested seeing that it's Senator the Honorable Gloria Thomas. I don't know if maybe she could tell us who is pretending to be her friend but secretly trying to undermine her. I do not know. I have no idea who that accusation is being leveled against. There are several allegations of who it may be. I will not make a statement with any certainty as to who that individual may be. But what I will say, it's a very interesting statement to be coming in the present atmosphere from the Honorable Senator. Senator Thomas, who fret you? Senator Thomas, darling, who upset you? Sisterin, who upset you there? Because all of a sudden, I mean, whoever is pretending. So it means that the person is smiling and they're grinning with you and yeah. So whoever is pretending to be a friend, so they're not really a friend. There's fake friend. But secretly behind the scenes, working against your progress in life shall be exposed. I find that to be a very interesting quote to put out at this point in time. I mean, we've seen certain things happening over the past few weeks. We have seen various activities taking place over the past few weeks. We've heard certain things taking place over the past few weeks. So I'm seriously wondering who this could be possibly speaking about. Yeah? Number 9 took the cookie from the cookie jar. Who, me? Yeah, I'm seriously interested in finding out who that may be. All right? Nice. And I see certain people going around the island and they're taking photos as well. Yeah. Right now we have, they have a special project under the government of Grenada right now. And in particular under the MIT ministry, it's called the Posing Project. Yeah. So they go around the island to various projects and pose. So you have the Posing Project. So when it comes to either it comes to a project in let's say St. Andrew Southeast or St. Andrew Northeast or St. Andrew, wherever, you have these individuals, yeah? You have these individuals that are going out there and giving the impression that they are the ones that are activating these projects. So you have the posing projects. So some of them go in and pose under bridge. Some of them go in and juke hole in road and pose. Some of them going where roads were being constructed up by Sister Skeeter and pointing and taking picture and posing. Like if they have anything to do with that project taking place. But it's what we've been seeing right around the island. The posing project. So they are the WASH project. The WASH project is the Who Are Sending Home project. And then you have the posing project that is taking place as well. All right? Because just now you go see the posing with other things. For instance, I see they claiming all kind of thing in St. Andrew and St. David. For instance, let's look at St. David. Now, let me inform you all. And I might try to reach Honorable Oliver Joseph tonight. I feel I might give him a call too. If you're passing through St. David and you see the St. David police station, you'd realize that onto the St. David police station has been constructed a facility for a fire truck. Yes, so that a fire truck can be based, properly housed at the St. David's police station facility. That construction has been completed since even before election. It has been completed. A fire truck was ordered for the people of St. David. I don't know if the fire truck reached. I don't know if the fire truck reached and was sent somewhere else. But I know that a fire truck was ordered under the last administration for the people of St. David. But just now, you're going to see they received that fire truck that was ordered even before they got in office. You're going to see they're coming to say now that that fire truck was an achievement of them. Because remember, they're closing in about 30 days or so. They're going to be closing in on their 1 year in office. And they want to boast about they do this and they do that and they do the other. So you will definitely see them coming to say, well, in St. David, we was able to do this, and we put a fire truck, and we built a space. No. I've seen some of them trying to claim down to the lights in Lassages. Election night, they went under the lights in Lassages and had they jump up. And they're still coming back to say that them that do the lights there, I mean, come on, man. My goodness. And I'm seeing a note here for those of you that may be interested in attending. Sobeys, yeah, we all know Sobeys. Used to be around town, and so who has passed to the great beyond. His funeral will be taking place tomorrow at 9:30 at Otway House according to Islamic rites. So Sobeys will be put to rest tomorrow. Funeral services tomorrow at 9:30 at Otway House according to Islamic rites. All right, nice. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call. And let me just clear the lines, 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program.
I know who I voted for. NNP I voted for. Tell me who you voted for. NNP we voted for. So let's keep moving. The economy growing.
And let me say, some of the problems that I'm seeing taking place now in the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Culture hurts my heart. And let me tell you why it hurts my heart. To know that the new National Party came back in office in 2013 and was able to raise the stature and the level of work that was taking place within that ministry. And to see all of that hard work crumble now, it's hurtful. I must say that. It's hurtful. Because within 6 months of coming into office in 2013, the new National Party, through the Ministry of Youth, were able to supply thousands of training opportunities to young people in Grenada. I remember going up to Grenville, and when the intention was to take, I think it was 2,000 or so, we had to say, no, well, you had to take more. Yeah? So I remember that. I remember reinvigorating various programs. Yeah, having Youth Biz and all these programs, you heard them from Honorable Kate Skeeter, Lois Peters, you heard it from her. Whether it was the Youth Biz and all these programs. Now you're telling me that ministry, how many activities have you seen coming out of the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture? How many activities? Yeah? The Youth Biz, the Empower, all these things are programs that were done by the new National Party. Nothing new has been placed there. Nothing new within that ministry. And then there's the gradual erosion of the existing programs within the ministry to the point of where you have staff leaving from the ministry. Yeah, nearly every month now you're hearing this one gone or that one gone and all sort of thing. Then they're trying to, they want to transfer this one and transfer that one. Some people resigning, all that sort of thing. You have 2 advisors, 2 ministers and 2 advisors. And the Ministry of Youth and Sport has fallen from one of the best performing ministries to one of the worst. Because of the level of incompetence of the leadership at the top. 2 ministers, 2 advisors. And you're telling me the ministry can't seem to get anything right? You have all sorts of nonsense taking place. You've heard people calling, asking what's taking place with the Grenada National Stadium. Well, I'm interested in knowing, I'm interested in knowing because I know that funding was secured, that the Chinese, some of them were already here, some others were supposed to come in at the time that the new National Party demitted office. So I'm very interested in knowing what is taking place there now because we realize that we're not seeing any work taking place on the facility. What are they waiting on? Instead, you're seeing the facility being allowed to deteriorate further. Then you have the situation with the playing fields because now I got a report there in relation to the playing field up there in Florida, in St. John. Again, problems in relation to the upkeep of playing fields in different locations. So it seems as though the ministry just fall down. And then when you should be hearing now that, okay, we're preparing to bring in this batch of trainees, or we're preparing to bring in some young people, or we have this new exciting project that's going to engage young people. Nothing. Nothing from the ministry. You're bringing some people, the ministers, they get an increase in salary in less than 6 weeks. And up to now, they're looking for a further increase, These same people are looking for a further increase to the salary that they have right now. And while they're looking for a further increase in relation to the salary that they have right now, they are yet to show that they deserve the increase that they got last year. Because it's the full intention, and some people wondering, well, okay, why did they push so much to get a 10th person on their side? Let me explain something to you. There are certain bits and pieces of legislation that need a 2/3 majority, which means they need to have a 10-5 majority in votes in the House of Representatives in order to pass it. Yeah? So they need 10 votes. Some of those include minor changes to the Constitution, minor changes to the Constitution and so. So now you understand why certain people was, yeah. Okay, we lost that. Caller 440-7377. Caller, feel free to call right back. 440-7377. And I think I have to change that line. There's a bit of static on it. 440-7377. Yeah. So I'm telling you, you have to understand. Because some people say, well, why they push on it? Yeah, because they need 10 in order to get certain things passed. You need a 2/3 majority. 2/3 of 15 is 10. So they need to have that to be able to pass. Right? So minor changes to the Constitution and other little legislation that could not have been passed before can now be passed. I think a lot of people didn't understand that, which is why I'm explaining that tonight. All right? A lot of people probably didn't understand that some of that is what is taking place. Right? But with all of that, we still have the failures that are taking place within different ministries. Yeah? Because even Judas Jude could talk about the fact that they have several failures that are taking place when it comes to the Ministry of Education. You know things real bad. We have a caller online. Good night.
Yes, good night.
Good night. You're a live caller. Go right ahead.
All right. You know the fire truck, you don't have no fire truck in St. David police station, is it?
No, I know there's none there. I'm just telling folks that when it comes there, the present administration is going to claim it as though it is something that they have done when it was already pre-ordered.
I know it's not them we claim. I know it's not them because they go claim it as them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And remember, at one time, he passed the past by the minister, he said they say he's going to make Grenada ungovernable, and also this one doing it. All right.
All right, my brother. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside here. So I had to be kind of following the messages here and there at the same time. And remember, the promises on the campaign trail. I'm not going to play all of them tonight. We're going to play it at least before the end of the week. We're going to start playing some of them. The promises on the campaign trail. We had stuff, for instance, we had stuff, for instance, like they're going to ensure, you see, I just get thrown off sometime by this thing. Yeah. One of the promises was that they are going to ensure that all of the money are taken off contract, that what is being done is illegal, that they're going to get rid of contract work. But here we are, nearly 1 year in, and they said within 6 months, and we're nearly a year in, that has not been done. You promised 500 houses. And that is why I'm very interested to hear what certain individuals have to say when it comes to the situation with housing. Because it is the same NDC that was saying that corruption was taking place in housing. It's the same NDC that was saying that only one group of people were selected for housing and take back all the houses in Carriacou and so. So it's one group of people that are saying, oh, there's so much corruption taking place in seed and that to come in and think. But remember, housing and seed was under particular people, you know. Housing and seed was under specific people. And those are the areas they're saying that corruption and this and that was taking place in. Not me that say it. They that say it. So I'm interested in hearing if certain people will be speaking out and saying what is the truth in relation to those issues. Or if the narrative of the NDC in relation to those issues will be changing. So it's very interesting. I'm very interested in hearing what they have to be saying about those things. Again, 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. And remember, on June the 11th, let me just pull it up for you again. That's going to be taking place at Grand Mall. We're looking forward to seeing you all there. So that would be taking place on that's a pre-Father's Day Sports Day. It's going to be taking place at the Grand Mall playing field. And that's on Sunday the 11th. We've got our caller online. Good night.
Hi, Brother Sheldon. Good night. How are you?
Hey, I'm quite fine. How are you doing?
Oh, doing pretty good, man. Doing good.
All right.
Good weather. Thankful.
Well, you're a St. David's individual, and I'm hearing all that talk about, oh, they do this in St. David and they do that in St. David, and so I know you were involved in some of those projects. Give us a little rundown of some of the things that were being done in St. David.
Well, in terms of the infrastructure, all right, you would know that, you would have heard of the repairs that are taking place on the St. David's Catholic school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now if you remember, Minister MP Pierre, former Minister of Education, has alluded to this project, that those projects had been negotiated for under the government of the New National Party at that time in our tenure. All right,
mm-hmm.
and so a lot of that's one thing we've never heard anything much about. They're taking credit for this project. They started, but since after Minister Pierre had been interviewed and some of the repairs of the schools in Grenada had taken place, you haven't heard them said anything anymore.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Also, we did a lot of road, a lot of drainage, for the last year. All right, lots of drains and cutting up overhanging, and sometimes I think we went to the extreme. We went too deep into people's property and etc. But a lot of work on the overhanging, the roadway had been done. A lot of there was not a village that was untouched. You know, Mr. Joseph would have asked us to go through every creek and corner and make sure that everybody would have been serviced. You know, places where never been walked before, we walked in those areas. You know, and we heavily recommended and commended by people, by persons who have seen the different crews. Now, St. David's, we had 6 crews, you know, 3 down south and 3 from the middle. That's Red Gate, go up to Lambert Bridge in St. David, you know. So a lot of work has been taking place. You know, places like Mount Tranquil, that's up with Tooth, way back Mount Sinai. You know, we did a lot of road work over there, drainage, and so on. The fire station, you know, that's one of the things that I could allude to, that the contractor, he did a real great work. You know, time I passed, and I made a kind of joke. I said, well, you know, we should have a helicopter bunk on top that place, because the way that he had constructed the building, the flat on top, you know. So I said, we might could go on for a helicopter bunk, that in case, you know, that could complement the fire truck and so on, and moving, maybe to put out some big fire and so on, you know. We have done all the schools. The only one we didn't do was St. David's Catholic RC, because the construction has been going on, but we did the St. David's Catholic Secondary School, right, you know, down to the bottom road, clearing that up. We did the Vincent School, we did the Current Government School, you know, and lots of work been done. Lots of work had been taking place in St. David's. Clearing of the Last Suggest Bridge when flooded by heavy raining and so on, you know, down to the middle road by former Senator Clouden. You know, lots of work we did in those areas, you know, and the team, they're still working, you know. I'm really thankful that they are still working. Who knows for how long, I don't know. I really wish these people could. They love their work. I wish, you know, they could remain and do that work. And I kind of understand that the Honorable Prime Minister, which is the parliamentary representative, he wants to save his face, you know. So that's a very good thing, you know. And I'm thankful that they kept them on, still doing those projects. Now, anything else, Sheldon?
No, I know that you all also have an activity that's coming up on this Thursday. I find I don't hear you say it yet.
well, right. Well, I'm coming to that. So that's why I asked if anything more, so that I could go on to that.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Right. So this Thursday would be the St. David's constituency evening with the Honorable Dr. Right Honorable Dr. Kit Mitchell, the political representative, you know, and also the opposition leader of His Majesty opposition in our country. So there will be Mr. Oliver Joseph and other party executive members. Right. Former parliamentary representative and other constituents, and other National Party NNP executive members will be there also. You know, and we're looking forward to bring out a good number of people, and that's going to be at the former Governor General's residence. You know, so that's where we would be converging on Thursday to have that face-to-face with our political leader and former parliamentarian, parliamentary representative, the Honorable Oliver Joseph. All right, we are looking for a good number, good showing of our people, you know, because we want people to understand that they have the freedom, they have the rights according to a section in our Constitution. All right, because we saw what happened during the campaign, and even after campaign, people still government workers still wearing the handband. You know, some of them still parading in the uniform. Look what happened May Day. You could see that. So people are very well have to recognize that they have the parliamentary constitutional right. They're not parliamentary rights, but a constitutional right to their own religious, political, whatever conviction there is, assembling with anybody they want to is up to them. You know? So people need to respect, and I want to send a message to our dear NDC friends that they must have some respect for people's personal opinion and view and etc. because we respect theirs. And I want our NNP supporters not to take them on when they did not respect your position. Don't fight with them. You know, just let them alone. Just, you know, the best answer you could give somebody is to stay quiet at times. Right? Mm-hmm. And so we're looking forward to a lot of persons coming out that evening to that activity there at Wester Hall.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to get some information there. Oh boy. Yeah. I'm trying to get some information confirmed, but you know me, I'm not coming on anything on here and say anything unless I get it confirmed.
Yes, right. That's right.
All right, my brother. Thank you so very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, folks, if I seem a bit distracted, it's because I've got some information there, but as usual, I prefer to have the information in hand before I go and say anything, and then sometimes you cause unnecessary fear and so. And just trying to confirm some information here before I go forward with it. So let me just try and see if I could pull up something here.
Somebody wave your hands and give me praise. Say, you can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. You can't sit down. No, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down.
And I know, I'm seeing that there's a concern about several missing young ladies. I think there are about 3 that are missing and that kind of thing. And let me say this, and let me see if I could phrase this properly because I have to be very careful. I'm extremely concerned about some of what I am hearing, some allegations of what have been taking place at the Grand Bacolet facility. In relation to staffing, that we have been hearing of situations where there are several staff members that they have been sent on retirement, and then people even older than them have been hired. I've been hearing of instances of security breaches at the Grand Bacolet facility, and in some instances that we're hearing, well, we're looking for this person or that person, that the person is missing from home, but the person actually missing from that facility. That's some of what, I'm not saying that's the case in this case. I'm saying in some instances, this is what is being alleged. And I think that we need to take a very, very close look, because there are certain other things that I'm hearing I ain't going to repeat here. But we need to take a very close look at the happenings at the Grand Bacolet Juvenile Facility. It is a model facility that was put in place. A specific model was being used. In fact, other Caribbean territories, other OECS territories are trying to model their juvenile facility on the facility that's here in Grenada. So Grenada was the model facility when it comes to juvenile facilities. But some of the stories that I'm hearing coming out inside there, believe me, I'm definitely not impressed, And then the treatment of the existing staff. Some of them have been working there from since the facility started. And then you're being told, oh yeah, you cross this age, time to go home, and then you hire a person same age with them. It's something that has also been happening in other facilities, in some schools, and so I know of persons who have been given letters and said, well, you're past the age of retirement, time to go home. And when they are being sent home, you have other people, even older than them, being hired to do the same job that they just told this person that you're too old, you need to go home. I've heard it. Yeah, I've heard it. I've seen instances of it as well.
I give you pass, let me testify. Grenada, can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. No, me can't sit down.
And let me say condolences to the family of Michelle Weatherburn out there in, oh boy, in La Femme.
I refuse. He's been good to me. I gotta testify.
Yes, I'm just waiting for some confirmation on something. As you know, this is talking points. We don't go with information unless we're sure.
Grenada, 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 Grenada.
But what I am sure on, and I did raise it last night, is the issue in relation to the Public Service Commission and the attempt that we are seeing by the NDC to destroy the Public Service Union, the Public Workers Union. Yeah? So you have activists of the NDC that are going around and distributing, what they call it again? Distributing letters for people to sign, petitions, to force the Public Workers Union into a position that they must accept the offer of the government. In other words, we don't care if you are going to get a better offer for us. You definitely wouldn't get worse, because you can't get worse. The only thing you can get is better, whether it's a 1% better. But the only thing that they can get is better. They can't get worse than what everybody else has been getting. And they will not lose out. They will get whatever retroactively, because there are people that are going around giving the impression to some of the workers that if they sign on now, if they sign on to it, that what will happen to them, that they wouldn't be, if they don't sign on soon, they wouldn't be getting for the year so far. But no, they're going to get it retroactively. But you have the activists at the NDC right now pushing for the Public Workers Union sign. That is what is taking place in there. And remember, it was the New National Party that was accused as being the political organization that trying to bust union and trying to break up union. But now we're seeing clearly, instead it's the NDC, that you can have May Day celebrations and a so-called union leader, no, that's what I'm classifying them as now, because a true trade union leader would never go and ask for the dismissal and firing of workers. A true union leader would not do that. And I'm speaking to you, Judas Jude. Yeah, you could call my name in Labor Day. I had 365 days to call yours. Just learn that, right? So they can call my name as much as they want. They could go in them. You could go with me today next year and call my name again. I had the whole rest of the year to talk about you. Yeah? Because you have an individual in the person of Mr. Norman Gilbert, and a hearing, the allegation is that he was paying the Grenada Union of Teachers, that is where his dues were going. And you all refused to represent him in his issue that he has. And instead, that issue had to be taken up by the Public Workers Union. Yeah? And they had the Public Workers Union busy now because they're just trying to use PSC, the Public Service Commission. They're trying to use that now to pressure the workers, to create this atmosphere of fear. And we have to focus on that, because there is an atmosphere of fear that's being created by this administration here in Grenada. They want people to afraid them. That's what they want. They want people to afraid them. So they go and they take Miss Jill Harry and they send her before the Public Service Commission and they allege that she leaked documents. They have no evidence that she leaked documents. None. No, not a shred of evidence outside of the fact that she and other persons had access to those documents. But they bring her to the Public Service Commission until the case was thrown out. And I'll say again to Ms. Bihari, sue them. Because they are the ones that cause your picture to be in the newspapers right now. They are the ones that have your name beaten on the tongue of public workers and all NDC activists all over the country. Sue them. Don't afraid. If you want help from Talking Points, tell us. We have people in Talking Points going to be willing to help. But we cannot have a situation where public workers have to operate in an atmosphere of fear. Look, we had our activity on the beach. And there were many people that contacted not only me, they contacted other members of the team and said, hey, we there in spirit, we can't come. Because if we come, our jobs are in danger. Now, that wasn't so under the New National Party time. There was NDC, some of them putting on T-shirt, the public workers, or they on contract. And they putting on the T-shirt and they go in rally, they go in all different things. It's how who even was going to work with the band on their hand. Yeah. Some of them was even going to work with the band on their hand. We had all, some of them, they just turn it. They put the band on the hand and they turn it around, and when they leave, they turn it back. And they were still working up until when the NDC came in office. But now you have that atmosphere of fear, and they keep trying to tell you that there's no atmosphere of fear now, that people are free to speak. But people free to speak, you go on your own personal Facebook. BJ is an example. If you go on BJ, yeah, Brian, if you go on his Facebook page and you look, he speaks his mind. And if he speaks his mind and he says something positive towards the new National Party, well, woe is me. All them NDC jumping on it and fake page for so some of them like they have 5 or 6 fake page and they just signing out of one, signing to the next one and come in and cuss. As soon as you say something, they jump on you. As soon as they hear your voice calling to our program, they want to jump down your throat. I know there's one particular caller, you know when the caller calls, and he would call and he speak at the chatters in the street. And the moment that man call, it's like it itching the demons in some of these people. Because they have to call and try and counteract what he say, or tell him don't call. Oh, who is all to tell him man don't call? Who was telling Ole don't call when Ole was in opposition? Well, Ole wasn't really in opposition, because it had no opposition. Ole did get licks 15-0 twice. But still, you know what I'm talking about. Who was telling Ole don't call? People let Ole speak. And they try to have a dialogue, but you see, you could only have a dialogue with a person who is intelligent enough to have a dialogue. They don't want to have a dialogue, they want to have a monologue. They don't want anybody to be able to speak with them and have a sensible discussion and counteract anything. They just want a monologue. They alone want to speak. So they want to tell people, don't look at this program, or don't look at that program, or when this person is on, take off your computer, take off your TV or whatever, or take off your radio, don't listen to this person. I'm saying, listen to everybody, because you must understand the issues properly. So you must hear how they are trying to spin it, and then I know I'm presenting the facts in relation to the issues. So you have to listen all sides. They're trying to tell you don't listen because they're trying to create that atmosphere of fear. When you have activities and you have activists at the NDC coming there to say, well, we come to see who they, because we want to know who real and who really with us. And that, this is Grenada. These are born Grenadians in neighbor Stringberry here. So they have a constitutional right to go to whatever activity they want to go to. And you're telling them they can't go here because they are afraid or they have to hide. If they say, I ain't hiding from nobody. I could have been working with government now and I ain't hiding. I ain't hiding from nobody. The constitutional right, the freedom of expression, freedom to support whichever political party views that I want to have. I have those rights. Yeah? And you can't take those rights away from me and telling me I can't go here, I can't go there, I can't support this party and still have a job. So because of the political party people supporting, they're not supposed to eat, they're not supposed to drink, the children not supposed to go to school, they're not supposed to be able to pay the bills. Is that what we're really saying? Is that what we're really telling each other in this country? Constantly trying to create this atmosphere of fear. We have a call online.
Yeah, Brother Sheldon, a few seconds. Listen, I remember you used to do something for the nation once. You used to pull out the Constitution and read out sections of the Constitution, especially pertaining to the rights and freedom of the people of Grenada. Now I don't know who put that type of fear in Grenadians, but there is a fear. There is a fear that has just appeared. And as you're saying, I just want to allude to the fact that yes, that's a serious problem that we have on this mainland and Carriacou and Pidimatnik. Serious problem we have here. So you need to pull that Constitution out, brother, and outline. Let's highlight some things that we could really give out to our people because they need to know what their rights are. Because I just can't understand you fellas with you saw them during the campaign. Because we wear masks that time, Some of them literally put on the mask and went out there and parried with the colors. And today you've seen them in big offices, big offices in the Ministry of Health, wherever. They're all there. So real nepotism and this type of behavior, we need to speak out hard against this thing and call them out, call out the persons that are involved in this kind of messy situation. Right, brother?
Yes,
Please
indeed.
do that for us.
All right. And I want people to understand where I'm coming at with this, because you see that attempt to weaken the union, that attempt to get another Judas Jude-like person to be in charge of the Public Workers Union. Now, you may like Mr. Brian Grimes, you may not like Mr. Brian Grimes. You may agree with him, you may not agree with him. But one thing you could say is that his voice has not changed its pitch between the NDC administration and the NNP administration. So even if he has to go in Mayday and take a booing to say that what you all have done to the workers in Carriacou by sending them home, by sending them home and not doing what you ought to do by giving them their payments and so their by giving them the payments that they're supposed to receive, what you have done is wrong. He's calling them out on it. He's asking for a meeting for it. And up to now, I still don't think they can have the meeting. Up to now, I don't think they can have the meeting. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Good evening, Brother Sheldon. Good evening.
The historian.
Yeah. You see, in the preamble of the Constitution, there are 17 basic and fundamental rights are in the first chapter, which we refer to as the preamble of the Constitution. So the right to life, the right to property, the right to assemble, the right to choose, they are all right in the first chapter, which we refer to as the preamble of the Constitution. 17 basic and fundamental rights are laid out in the preamble. So it's not hard. So maybe sometimes you could do one or two, you know. So that's a very good point. So people will know what their rights are, you know.
Yeah, and I think we
with our constitutional rights.
Well, maybe what I could do instead of doing it myself, I am not a lawyer, and I think it might be interesting if we can find a lawyer who is willing to come on with us at least once a week, even if it's for 1 hour, and we can go over various aspects of the Constitution. We can ask our questions, and so I'll speak to one of my lawyer friends and see which one is willing to do that.
Yeah, but because definitely so, because like I said, right in the preamble, we can deal with that aspect, so citizens would know what the basic rights are.
Yes, indeed. But apart from that, I think it's also important for us to look at some other aspects. I was actually speaking to someone on that today. Not just the Constitution, but some of the laws of Grenada. And in particular, at this stage, registration. I find all of us talking registration, but none of us actually doing anything about registration. NNPites are calling you all out on this one. We're talking a good talk.
And the registration office, they're open from 9 o'clock in the morning to 5 in the afternoon, whole day.
But it does be empty? And
yes, because I pass, especially the one in Southwest where I pass regularly. Even Southwest and Southeast, I'm not seeing people going to register at all. I'm not seeing that. I do not know how regular they go, but the offices are virtually empty.
Yeah. So I think that we need to ensure that we inform people about the laws in relation to registration, what you need to carry, what you can and you can't do, and so on. And also after being registered, you need to check the list and all of that. We need to go over that constantly with our people, because here's what happens. I think NNPites, our people, need to remember, and even if you're not an NNP supporter, but you're impartial and you're listening to this program, that message goes to you as well. You have to understand that the Prime Minister can call an election at any time. He could just go to the Governor General in the morning and call an election if he feels like it. He could do it next week.
Yes,
he could do it whenever.
We had one in March of 1961, and one in September of 1962. Right?
So it means, therefore...
And let our people do not get complacent. Let our people do not get complacent, because...
Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, Winston White lost an election by 1 vote, Sheldon. One. All you need is a margin of 1 above your opponent,
Understand.
So we have an example where we lost an election by 1 vote in this country already. And Sheldon, as you know that, right? No, I believe, you see, that we're talking about women power now. When you talk about women power, no political party, no political leader in this country has engaged more women in frontline politics than the new National Party. The NDC in office, Joan Postle alone, Glennis Roberts alone, right? During the GLP time, Ms. Gary was there from 1961 to 1972 until she was joined by Ms. Whipple-Ned and Ms. Nadia Benjamin for 1 term. But when you look at the track record with women in frontline politics and talk about women power, all honor and glory to the new National Party and Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Claudius Mitchell. No other political party could boast about having a 49-51% of women. Because you see, women in their cabinet, it's like you're tempering justice with mercy. And when you look at how the NDC behaved in this last general election, they put women in constituencies they know that they were not likely to win, Carelessness in St. John, that kind just comes through the crack, They putting them in constituencies where they are not likely to win because they do not want women in the cabinet. Look at the track record, 1 or none. So they behaving. So when we're talking about women power lies in the bowels of the new National Party. Women, stay strong. Keep with your party. Your party is the new National Party. Stay focused, be strong, and continue to lead the way.
All right.
Thank
you very much, brother. And let me say this, and I often say it because I want you all to understand that there is no political party except the new National Party to beat the new National Party once the new National Party is organized. It takes an organized new National Party to beat the new National Party. Yeah? That's the only way you're beating the NNP. The NNP, that's how to beat the NNP. So organized means that each of us must understand what we need to do in order to be registered. We must understand what we need to do in order to continue being registered in a particular polling division and so on. We must understand what the laws that surround registration are, and we must also understand what the laws around elections are. So we're going to take the time and deal with that during the next couple months. And so because again, remember, I find we playing the fool when it comes to registration, and I'm going to continue to say it until I see something really taking place. Yeah? If it means that we have to ask each constituency to say on a monthly basis how many people have you as the constituency branch brought in to register, if it's that we have to do, then we have to do it. But we need to get serious when it comes to the issue of registration. Yeah? We seriously need to look at that issue and deal with the issue of registration in a serious manner. When we say organize the party, this is part of organizing the party. Because if you don't have the people registered, you don't have the people ready, you don't know who they are and where they are, when the time comes, you may find yourself in a sticky situation on election day. When you're counting votes, you may find yourself in a sticky situation. And at the same time, we all need to keep our eyes on the electoral office. Because there are countries you could win an election and still lose it, So we need to keep our eyes as well on the electoral office and whatever is taking place there. All right? We need to ensure that we do that. So I was saying earlier that we have an atmosphere of fear being created. And when you have certain people speaking out about it, there's the attempt to silence them. There's the attempt to replace them. There's the attempt to make them just disappear. And I'm not saying that in the case of like some countries where they put a bag over your head and they push you in a vehicle, you know. But they would say the worst things about you, the individual. So they try, what they've done with Jill B. Harry, Norman Gilbert, Tafawa Pierre, and many others within the public service of Grenada, whether they're police officers, whether they're nurses, whether they're even a traffic warden, what they have done with a lot of these people, the motions you see taking place in the police force, the treatment of workers within the public service being sent down to the Public Service Commission, nothing in their file that you can use against that individual. You're talking about back in the 1900s. You're talking about, and you're trying to bring that against a person in the year 2023, simply because you think that they have done something. No evidence. That is how this government is operating, you know. No evidence. Yet still, you send this person to a tribunal. And there are others that they're lining up to do the same thing too. Trying to create that atmosphere of fear within the public service. And we can't allow that to continue. The Public Workers Union can't allow it to continue. Listen, at the end of the term, the one term, whether it's short or whether it's medium, because it definitely ain't going to be long, of this NDC administration, at the end of their one term, there are certain people that would lack the ability to speak with any moral authority in relation to any happenings in Grenada. Some of them whose mouth was real big years ago, even last year, this time, just before the election, man, some of them, they had articles writing. They was calling every single radio program they could find. They were on television, they were doing Facebook Live, they were doing all sorts of things. And now they lack the moral standing to speak on any issues, because worse than what they accuse the New National Party of is happening in our country. And these people go on mute. They lose their voice. I don't know if their tongue fall out, but they cannot speak. They can't even do sign language. They lose the ability to write. Because as far as they're concerned, everything that this government does, the treatment of workers, and don't think of it just as the couple workers in Carriacou. There are many other instances. You think it could have been the New National Party that's sending home all those security officers tomorrow, and you would not have uproar in relation to it? You would have seen so-called civil society writing all kind of notes about it. And so right now, like civil society boil down to one person. I ain't going to call the name because it has done spite her already as much as possible. But like civil society in Grenada boil down to one person. Because all the rest have gone silent. So you hearing about the situation where the sitting prime minister, not an allegation, where the sitting prime minister is a CBI agent. You're hearing of that situation where he's also in charge of the CBI program, where he's the signatory to the people coming in under the CBI program, where he's the person that selects the committee for the CBI program. Now, if that was happening under the New National Party, you'd have seen article in papers. Yeah, the same man who owed the woman the $43,000 and had to go to court there just now. That same man, yeah. You'd have seen article in his newspapers every week in relation to it. You'd have seen editorial, all kind of thing. But because it is the other Mitchell, all of a sudden, they go on silent. They have lost the moral ability to speak. When this government demits office, and that day is drawing closer every single day. It's not a day further, you know. Every time the sun rise and set is one day less for the NDC administration in office. And when the time in that hourglass runs out for the NDC administration and they are going out of office, they'll be taking a lot of their lackeys, their mouthpieces, and their brown nosers with them as they leave. Because these people will not be able with any good conscience to stand up in front of Grenadians again and accuse anybody of anything. No, they can't. The amount of things that they have accused people of. And now you're hearing worse than that. You're seeing facts stating that worse than anything they accuse NNP or NMP government ministers and so on of. You're seeing worse than that taking place in this country right now. And some of them silent. You know how many people today tell me to stop watch certain news programs in Grenada, and particularly GBN. Because it seems as though GBN is GIS point 2. Because all a minister had to do is go and scratch his head next to a bridge and it's on GBN News. All a minister has to do is go and stand up over a drain and look down in it to see if it have any garbage or something in it. And he on GBN News. All a minister had to do is go and stand up in front of school and smile and a school child pass by and they just touch the school child on the head. And they're on GBN News. Did GBN News go and ask any questions about CBI or the Prime Minister and if he involved in it? And so, no. No investigative journalism. They ain't asking those questions. Yeah? The many issues that we've raised here, they ain't going and investigate. They ain't going and ask those things. We have to raise it here. And then you see other people on social media raising it and so on. But all the people that were not the chatters on the street, but these were the chatters on the tweets. And they were the chatters on the radio. And they were the chatters on the television. And the chatters on the platform. All of those chatters like the teeth fall out and the tongue gone dead because they can't talk. All of a sudden they've gone silent. Yeah? So they better remain silent if all they want. But some of us will continue to talk on behalf of the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique and what we see taking place in this country. The attempt to destroy the Public Workers Union, it's a clear attempt. Clear as day. They're trying to bust the union. And when I say bust the union, some people may want to understand what I mean by bust the union. Weaken it to the point that the union can't even call a strike. So the government does what it wants, and the union is so weak that if the union call a strike, it has no effect because nobody is bothering with the union. They lose faith in the union. That is what they are attempting to do to the Public Workers Union. That is what they have already done to the Teachers Union. And that is what they have done to other unions and attempting to do to other unions. To align them to a political philosophy that's in line with their own. So they don't want independent minds that would cuss NNP because they find NNP do something and they don't like it, but would cuss NDC because they see NDC do something and they don't like it either. That is what is taking place. They are attempting to weaken the union, bust the union. And this is not saying that the union is supporting the New National Party. The union don't have to support the New National Party. The union don't have to support the NDC. The union has to support the workers who are paying the dues. That's who they are to support. So when a union leader being paid by union dues of the workers stands up on a platform and saying to fire workers, who may very well include workers who pay in union to your own dues, if I could have find a way to stop pay my dues. Serious. There are certain unions, if I was a member of them, legally, I find a way I ain't paying no dues to them. I out of that. Don't represent me, I go represent myself. You ain't no bargaining agent for me. You're bargaining on behalf of the political party in power, not on behalf of the workers. So that's why I say they could go ahead and call name one day. Call my name one day. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. But you understand, we would always have the opportunity to talk. Yeah, we could talk today, tomorrow, next week. No problem. Yeah? But understand that atmosphere of fear that's being created. So after they weaken the union, then they can do as they want with the workers in the public service, and the union would be too weak to defend them. So if the union finds that they're not getting through one way and they decide to take another part of action, that they would be too weak to take that part of action. I'm seeing it. That's why they're trying to weaken the public service. They've already weakened the police service because now there are police officers inside there. Police officers, they're walking on the P's and Q's. And not that they were doing anything wrong, But if it is only perceived that you're a supporter of the New National Party or you're a friend of one of the key people within the New National Party, that's it for you. You're not seeing a promotion. That is the kind of thing that we see taking place in our country right now, and that certain people are encouraging. So now you have the people like the Jude Bernards who trying to defend the government. All of a sudden, they're seeing a government doing things that are way worse than what they accuse the New National Party of doing, But because it's their party, their government, as far as we are concerned, they have nothing bad to say about what the present administration is doing. That's why, again, I'm saying it, certain people at the end of the term of this NDC administration, because it's one term they're getting, that's why they're trying to grab all the security contract, full their pocket. Garbage contract, full their pocket. Street sweeping contract, full their pocket. Who go in and be advisor here and there and all kind of thing, full their pocket. As much as they possibly can, because all of them know that is one term they get in. So they're trying to eat and drink as much as they can in that one term that they get in. So we have to be vigilant and we have to keep our eyes on the ball. While we do the political work, we have to understand what is going on in our country and participate in the process. We have to ensure that as soon as the young ones get to the age of 18, because I'll tell you all something as well. Part of their strategy is focusing on the young people. Remember, the people who will be voting for the first time, they'll be voting for the first time in the next general election. These people and them don't know much of what take place in the past. We have a call online. Okay, we lost that call. These people don't know much of what has taken place in the past 20 years or so. They don't know much. They don't know nothing about the last term of our NDC administration. They don't know. We have a caller online. Go right ahead, caller.
Hi, good night. Sheldon, how are you?
Hey, I'm quite fine, my brother. How are you?
Great. I'm just listening to you, man. If this is the course, if this is the course of politics is taken in Grenada, actually, you are damaging the future of Grenada. Lo and behold, at the end of the day, less and less people will be coming to the forefront of getting, even coming to vote. So actually, instead of doing good, they're actually doing bad. We have to, politics do have its way and means, right? What I'm trying to say, we have to upgrade and, educate our people. But if destruction has been done in which it's been done now, the future is very, very bleak. It is not good for the youth. And I mean, as a country as a whole, I mean, we need to do better than that. And if this is the way how politics go this low, then what's the future of the country? Yeah, what's the future of the country? I mean, it's so sad to say one time Grenada people, other Caribbean islands were taking pages out of Grenada. I hope and pray that maybe sooner or later a timing comes that people will start laughing at us. It's very sad. It is very, very sad. Hope and pray that God make it easy in such a way that we get over this and over it quick and fast. As I said, the future of this nation is not looking good. It's looking bleak, and it's getting bleaker because every day you hear people complaining. And we just people they just cannot put up with this thing anymore. And it's just a year. It's just a year, not to say much. It's just a year, but probably people are really fed up. If you go around and listen to the people around, people are actually making very awful comments, in a sense, yeah?
Mm-hmm. All right, my brother. Thank you so very much for your contribution.
Okay. Bless it.
All right, great. All right, and let me see. I could take one more call here. Let me just get it over. Oh, boy. Yeah, I missed that one. So, caller, if you call back now, I could take your call on the WhatsApp. If you call back now, I can take your call. Other than that, we'll have to leave that one out until tomorrow night. I should be having a guest on with me tomorrow night and possibly one on Thursday as well. But I definitely should be having a guest on with me tomorrow night. I just have to reconfirm. with the individual. And once I have reconfirmed that, I'll let you all know, so that I should be having a guest on with me tomorrow night as well. All right. And let me see. I'm giving 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, that's it. Right, folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. In everything you say and do, do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. And remember, on June the 11th, Sunday, June the 11th, at the Grand Mall playing field, it is happening, all right? The new National Party will be having its pre-Father's Day Sports Day, all right? So constituency versus constituency, all kind of constituencies start to throw talk for other constituency already about they coming down with the team and who coming down with the this and the that and all kind of thing. All right, so it will be taking place there. There'll be fun and games for the children and, of course, food and drinks on sale. So that will be happening on Sunday, the 11th of June at the Grand Mall playing field. Folks, that's all the time we have for tonight. I am Sheldon Scott and I am out of here.
I'm proud, I'm strong. I am a Grenadian. Yes, man. Grenada, Grenada, the land where I was born. I know you were suffering. Men have raped you and abused you and left you there crying. I devote my part, my body and my soul. I stretch forth my helping hand to help you out. I haven't got diamond, silver, nor even gold, but blessings I give to its west, north and south. Oh, Grenada, Grenada, here I come, sweet, sweet Grenada. I will never, ever, ever let you down. Oh no, I'll always be your support, right here by your side. With my arms around you to wipe your weeping eyes. It's quite a long time now since you have fallen back to the last rung of the ladder, and your neighbors stand up there and uttering no talk, but to help they just don't bother. Some of your friends have turned their backs on you. They don't want to see a friend with your name on it. Don't bother with them, one day you will rise up too. Cause in times to come, is the bread they might have to eat. Listen, let me go. Oh, Grenada, Grenada, here I come. Sweet, sweet Grenada. I will never, ever, ever let you down. Oh no, I'll always be your support, right here by your side. With my arms around you to wipe your weeping eyes. Let we go. Listen, it's time that we take a stand to defend your position. from all those smart rip-off scams who just come to take a bite and make their own decision and boast to the world that they are the reigning champs. While your friends them happy, had times they were going through, they still wouldn't help you out if you beg them please. But woe unto them, little do they know that a good name is better than great riches. Oh, Grenada, Grenada, here I come. Sweet, sweet Grenada. I will never, ever, ever let you down. Oh no, I'll always be a support right here by your side. With my arms around you to wipe your weeping eye. Let you down. Oh no, I'll always be a support right here by your side. With a big festival to wipe your weeping eye. Let we go. If you feel the pain like me, feel free to say I love